Hey folks, Jeff here with Mad Hat Organics. On today's discussion, we'll be talking about watering. Let's get into it. So let's start off with the importance of watering. Most people's tap water has the added minerals and chemicals to make things clean. Well, if your tap water is anything like mine, it's got way too much chemicals and minerals in it, and your plants will not like it. Now, my tap water comes out at 315 ppm, or parts per million, which essentially means it has a lot of chlorine, chloramines, calcium, and many other trace amounts of minerals added into it. With my water being so hard, I don't like to give it to my plants, so I use something called a Boogie Blue, or an RV filter, to filter out most of the harmful chemicals and chloramines. Then I will also let my water sit for 24 hours to let any other trace chemicals gas out of the water. But it still won't get rid of everything, which in small amounts is fine. Hard chemically added water can do all sorts of damage to your plants, causing root burning, pH issues, or lockouts. And it can be an absolutely detrimental thing to your organic soils, killing off all the beneficial microbes. It is extremely important to not feed your plants right from the tap, unless you live in a place like Vancouver, where most of the tap water is mountain fresh runoff, and you have about 0 to 50 ppm coming from your taps. Now, with all that being said, there's an easy way to get good, clean water, but it comes at a price. RO water. Now, you can either go to the store and keep filling up 5-gallon water jugs for $2 at a time, or install a system in your house, which can also cost a few $100s. But in return, you'll get the purest water around. 99% of the time, it will be a 0 ppm. Like I said, this comes at a price and time. Some people will also argue that RO water is still not the safest. With it being 0 ppm, it can easily attract bad bacteria if not properly stored or filters not being changed out regularly. Either way, you decide what you want to use. Now, let's get into pH. pH is another massively important part when it comes to watering your plants. In any sort of soilless or hydroponic setup, you want a pH range of 5.5 to 6.5 to allow the roots to be in the proper range to uptake nutrients. With organics or living soil setups, you want a pH of 6.0 to 7.0. This also allows for proper range to uptake nutrients. If you're not within the ranges, you'll notice some horrible things happening to your girls, like they'll be beginning to show signs of nutrient deficiencies or toxicities, and pH lockouts. At that point, you'll want to flush your media and start all over again. You want to find that sweet spot that works best for your setup you're working with, and that just comes with time and patience. So one last thing I want to touch on is organics and not pHing. I, for one, don't pH my water. I've tested the pH of my tap water when it comes out of the tap and after it's been sitting for 24 hours. It sits around 7.8 to 7.9. The microbes in the soil will slowly balance the pH to where they find it livable, so I just give what the plants want. I haven't had any sort of issues, knock on wood, yet, but that's 100% up to you. I'm not saying you should do it or you shouldn't do it. Just do what's best for you and your growing situation. Thanks for watching, folks. It really means the world to me. From all the comments, likes, and messages I receive, it's a huge help to push me to give you more and more content. And I really hope you're learning something from these. Oh, and if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on that bell to make sure you don't miss any of these episodes I drop on a weekly basis. Cheers, guys.